For those of you who have been patiently waiting, we got a brand new update on E6 Apex. We have the full version now is out and available to the public. Subscription costs I'll go into in just a minute. Lots and lots of cool stuff. I'm going to jump into all that today on today's video. All right, so let's go ahead and jump right into the video. I wanted to share with you a little bit more on E6 Apex. I'm excited to bring it to you today. So let's go right into pricing to start with. This is a software-based, subscription-based software essentially, and we're going to have three packages. We're going to have what's called the Enjoy package, which is going to be the course play, and for that portion of it, you're looking at $300. Then we're going to have what's called the Improve package, and that's going to be like bag mapping, challenges, other things that you want to do. We're looking at $150 for that. And then altogether, those combined, we have the Enjoy package, which is going to run you $450. That is an annual subscription. Right now, with the rollout that just came out, we have over 1,000 courses. They're going to be continuously pumping out new courses that will all be part of that subscription that they're going to be bringing to you. And at some point, we're looking at probably having somewhere around 40,000 courses, hopefully by the end of 2025. So for today's video, I'm going to be using the E6 Apex software with the TruGolf Apogee, which is TruGolf's own launch monitor. I've done a full review on the TruGolf Apogee, so if you haven't checked that out, make sure that you take a look at that video. Apex will be rolling out to other launch monitors as well, if it hasn't by the time you've seen this video. So you can actually get some more information on that, and I'll put that in the video description as to which other launch monitors is currently working with E6 Apex. That's something that we'll bring to you. But as of today's video, what we're going to be doing is focusing purely on the Apogee. All right, so as you can tell, lots to unpack in today's video. I'm not going to go over every single category that's in the new update, only because I previously have done a video on other beta versions. And I'll put that video link for you as well, so you can see the stuff that we're going to skip over today. I will discuss it in the video, but we're not going to jump into every single thing that's going on, only because I want to show you the new stuff and get into that a little bit more. So let's take you over to the computer. I'm going to walk you through some of the updates, what's out there, what kind of courses we're looking at, and then we'll start playing some golf here as well. Looking forward to it. All right, so here we are in the computer. We're going to jump right into this, and again, you have the option to play golf, so we're going to go into that first today. You also have practice modes where we have a hero range, large targets, small targets, different chipping. So if you want to work on certain portions of your game, and this is part of that Improve package that we talked about, you can do that here, including flat putts and breaking putts. So really cool stuff. I've jumped into this before on the previous video, so we're not going to go into this in this video, but I will, again, put the link for that video so you can check it out. And let's go back into the main menu category. We also have challenges as well. Again, this is another thing I'm going to be skipping over for today's video, only because I've tackled this before. And you have challenges which you can go in and do things like a 4-foot putt, 6-foot putt, 10 putts, all kinds of stuff for pretty much anything. Short game, as far as what you're doing, scrambling modes, pitch and roll shots, chip shots, everything. So lots of cool stuff, including even things with driving and making sure you drive 225, left fairway, right fairway, everything. So again, these two I've gone into a lot. I've also done the full bag mapping, which is essentially you're going to hit 3 shots with every single club. It'll take you through the bag mapping and kind of walk you through that. And then we also have club fitting as well. And this is going to be where you have the ability, and I'm going to jump into this later on today, to test a few different clubs out. If you want to fit yourself for certain clubs, you want to test out 2 different drivers, we're going to test this out. First thing I want to get into, though, is the Play Golf feature, and I want to show you a little bit more about the courses. So right off the bat, what we're going to get are 6 what we call premium courses. These are courses that TruGolf has actually gone out, mapped out, done LiDAR technology on, overlays, everything. So these have been actually filmed and photographed by TruGolf directly. You're going to see this obviously improve to a lot more courses down the road. But right now we have 6, including the old course at St. Andrews, Teeth of the Dog, Pebble Beach, Lofoten Links, La Bagnia, I don't know how to pronounce that, sorry, and that's in Italy, and then the High West Range, which is in Wyoming. So pretty cool. Now, here's where we're going to be getting a ton of courses, and this is, again, right now, there's a ton of options out here in regards to how many courses you're going to get, as you can see here. These are called on-demand courses, and these are not actual courses where TruGolf has gone out and mapped them out and everything. So essentially, what we're getting here are courses that you're going to find local, like to your area. So if you live in Florida, you can search by obviously different names. You can search courses up here. But these are actual really, really good courses where they've actually used AI technology to recreate these courses. And I've played a few of them already, really impressed with it. I'm going to show you as well. What I want to do today, basically, is I'm going to go ahead and do a premium course first. And I'm going to try to do the old course at St. Andrews. I'm going to play 2 holes on it and just kind of show you a little bit about what to expect. Then I'm going to take you to an on-demand course. We'll play 1 hole on an on-demand course as well and show you a little bit about what that looks like. So you're going to be able to see there's not a big difference in between the premium and the on-demand courses. So I'm looking forward to doing that. Let's go ahead and pick a course. Again, let's start with the old course at St. Andrews. We're just going to play the first 2 holes in this situation. And we'll go ahead and jump right into that. And then we'll see kind of what our experiences is as far as what we're going to experience here with this entire setup. And I want to show you as well a really, really cool feature, because now IBM's Watson X is in there. Our IBM Watson X is basically built into this in regards to settings. So you have the ability, and it's not here, I'll show you here in just a minute, but the ability to have it actually do a commentation on your round of golf, which is a really, really neat feature as well.
And now, we have a complete enigma stepping up to the tee. No profile information whatsoever. Maybe he's trying to sneak under the radar, like a ninja warrior.
So there you hear IBM's Watson X, and you can turn this feature on or off, but it's pretty cool. You put in some info, you can actually fill out your profile online, and it gets a little bit more data about things about you, and it actually kind of fine-tunes what it actually says, which is pretty cool as well. All right, so if you go into settings, when you start the round, you can see here as far as different features you can set as well. AI commentary is right here, and we have it on, so I'm going to actually show you a little bit more about the AI commentary. It's going to talk as I play the round of golf, as you've seen, and you're basically using IBM's Watson X to generate enhanced commentary about your round. If you wanted to update your profile, you can go in here to edit profile details and put in some things, and actually will fine-tune that a little bit more. Again, if you don't like this feature, you can definitely turn it off, but for today's video, I'm going to leave it on just so you can see. It's actually pretty cool. I mean, it keeps it a little bit more interesting. I do like the commentary personally myself. Even when you hit a bad shot, they even make fun of you. So we might hear a lot of that on these first 2 holes, but let's go ahead and get started with this round. All right, so as we stated, we're going to play just the first 2 holes on this course, and the first hole is 342 yards. I believe it's a par 4. Let's hit this first shot and see what kind of commentary we get, and then let's see what we do as far as here. So really good graphics out the bat, basically. I mean, this is not a very detailed course in regards to like water and different things, obviously, but one I've never played before, so I thought I'd show it to you guys. And let's see exactly what kind of experience we're getting here with the Apogee with E6 Apex. All right, so decent shot there for sure. Right down the middle. I'll definitely take that every time. That's a good shot. You're going to see a video replay of where the ball made contact. No commentary there on this one. So 140.7 from where we're hitting now to the flag stick. So let's go ahead and take that shot. And I'll go take you back to the computer really quick to show you a little bit more about what you're going to see if this is the first time you've ever seen Apex, what kind of data that you get also. All right, so if you want to see additional data, you can just click the analysis screen here, and you're going to see where you made contact with that ball. Pretty good square contact on that shot for me. I mean, hit it almost right in the center. That doesn't happen often here, so make sure you bookmark this. You probably won't see that too often. Down here, you're going to get all the data: distance, carry, trajectory, launch direction, descent angle, apex, velocity, club speed, smash factor. The only 2 you're not going to see, and I'll show you here a little bit more about this in a minute, is dynamic loft and dynamic lie. Club data, we get the club face, club path, attack angle. All of this without stickers, just so you're aware. So that's a really cool thing about the Apogee. And again, this is going to be different per launch monitor, but with the Apogee, you're not having to put stickers for any of these data points. The only one that you're going to see, and again, it gives you ball speed down here and club speed, is dynamic loft and dynamic lie, and I'll talk to you about that here in just a second. And on the club face, this is actually where I made contact with the actual ball. So really cool stuff. That's a really neat feature. You're going to get all that back with every shot. And again, sometimes you're going to get some commentary from AI too, but mainly this is going to be your main focus in regards to what you're doing with your numbers and how you actually made contact with the golf ball. Just like anything else in regards to settings, you can aim here on the map, which is nice. Everything's pretty much mouse related with the actual Apex software. You can do a camera fly through, all kinds of really cool stuff, drone cameras. I won't show you all this right now. I'll probably show you before the next hole. Move the ball, anything like that. So let's go ahead and take this next shot. It's going to pre-select the club for you based upon what's in your bag. I have bag mapped my bag before, so I'd put it on there what kind of clubs I have, which is all stuff you can do with your profile online. 140.7, we're going to be using an 8-iron for this shot. Kind of thin that, obviously. Pretty bad shot. Left of the green. Oh, made it over the little creek there. Definitely take that. But hit it way off the toe on that shot, as you can see from the video replay. Not getting any commentary. Pretty used to hearing the commentary, but last time I tested was on beta, and now it's in full mode. I'm not hearing it. I'll make sure I have the settings on. But I did like the commentary thing, so I'm not sure why that's not actively talking right now. All right, so watching this replay back here, you're going to see I hit it way off the toe. Nice clear shot here that you're going to be able to see where you made contact with that ball. And again, this is just giving you a really good idea as far as what you're doing, how to work on your game. I tend to stand a little too far away from the ball, and that's a very common problem for me. Again, dynamic loft, dynamic lie is not showing. I'm going to show you here on the camera in just a second. It will now come with stickers with the Apogee if you want to get those two data points. I'm going to show you exactly how we need to set that up, and we'll show you another shot here in the next hole in regards to that iron shot and what needs to be done. Okay, let's go in here and let's do a mulligan just to show you. I like to keep it as real as I can, but I want to show you it with the data. And since I don't want to put it on every single club right this second, I thought I'd show you that same shot again, but with the actual sticker. So I'm going to use a mulligan. And here we were again, 143 away. So not saying the shot will be any better, but I want to see if we have the dynamic loft and the dynamic lie now. All right, so we're ready to hit. I have the sticker on the club. Let's see if we get dynamic loft and dynamic lie as well now. Better shot for sure. All right, we're going right at it. Okay, cool. So now you see the sticker on the video replay as well, and I'll show you on the computer if we need to. But let's go ahead and take it back to the computer. If we go into the analysis screen, you now see dynamic loft and the dynamic lie on the club. So that definitely works to get you that additional data, which is a pretty cool feature. So again, this is your primary launch monitor, all you use, then it's definitely something that I think I'd have those stickers on. They're not hard to put on. They're only one sticker, which is nice, and you're going to get pretty much every single data point that this Apogee would measure here with Apex. All right, so we're putting now, and I haven't even shown you some of the coolest stuff about Apex, or specifically Apex with Apogee. So you have voice commands in which you can actually tell the device what to do. So for example, let's see if this works. Hey Apogee, aim right. Now you see I've aimed right of that. Hey Apogee, aim left. So you have the ability to tell it what to do, which keeps you from having to walk back and forth to the computer on every single shot, which is really neat. You're going to get a booklet with a bunch of commands. There's a lot of things you can do. You can change clubs. You can, if you accidentally say it and it pops it up, you can cancel that as well. So lots of cool stuff, and I'll try to keep testing that throughout the hole that we play next as well to show you a little bit more on what you can do. But let's go ahead and take this putt now. Looks like we're going to break a little down to the left, 34 feet away. Let's see if we can get it, hopefully in the gimme zone at least. Pretty slow putt there. So I do find Apex, compared to other programs out there, is a little bit slower on the putt reads. You can adjust that, the stimp meter, you can adjust settings, everything. So you can get that to where you like it and feel like, you know, a true 10-foot putt indoors would be 10-foot putt on the program. I try to learn the program and what's standard, you know, just in case they do tournaments or things later like that. But it is something you can definitely adjust in regards to stimp meter. We are 14 feet away. As you can see, we have a 10-foot gimme that's set standard. You can, again, adjust the gimme circle. I'm about 10 feet from my ball to the screen, just so you're aware. As you notice, I'm on a mat here, and the mat drops off to the floor below. Those of you who are worried about it, just note that a device like the Apogee is only going to read so much of that ball. So if it putts off the mat and drops off the floor, that's not going to affect your putt. I'm going to try to hit it around to the screen, maybe a little bit past the screen. Yeah, as you can tell, definitely slow. And it could be
getting a gimme. The crowd is thrilled.
So we got a little commentary. Not much, though. She didn't talk very much on this hole for whatever reason. All right, we got one more hole to play. Okay, so we're playing hole number 2, which is going to be 372 yards. I believe, again, another par 4. Yeah, it's on the very top. Hole 2, par 4. Now, again, hey, Apogee. 3-wood. And you notice that it's actually going to change my club, and at the very top you'll see 3-wood. So now I'm going to change it back to driver. Hey, Apogee, driver. Now, while you can change it and change your clubs, just know whether you hit a driver or a 3-wood, it's going to read the ball the same way. It's just really more for stat taking purposes and to have certain shots, register with a certain club. But it's nice that you don't have to go back and forth to do that to the computer. So let's hit this driver shot. Got a little bit, looks like a straight shot actually. But let's see if we can get another one in the fairway, hopefully. Not worried about distance, just like to hit it straight if I could. And I hooked it left a little bit. Not the best shot. All right, so 205 distance, 188 carry is what it gave me. And that was not a good shot, but again, I try to keep it real here for you guys. So let's go ahead and hit our second shot, which is going to be from 178 away. So 178 away, and the Apogee has selected the 3 hybrid for me. That's not what I'm going to be using. So hey, Apogee. Hey, Apogee. 5-iron, and it switches it for me. So pretty cool. I mean, it's neat that we're not having to worry about going back and forth to that computer on a regular basis. All right, so 180 away. We're 2 feet 6 inches downhill. See if we can get close with this 5-iron.
And it's in the bunker.
Oh, well, she gave me a surprise that it's in the bunker even before it got there. How nice of her. Not a bad shot. Let's go back and take another look at that shot. So analysis, you're going to see 2 club stickers on here. Do not worry about that. That's not for this device. I've been doing some testing on other launch monitors. Not required, obviously. I didn't have the sticker on the side like it needs, so we didn't get dynamic loft or dynamic lie with this club. But not bad contact overall. I mean, it wasn't my best shot, but missed a little bit right. We're getting all kinds of cool data here. A couple other things. I can minimize this. You can edit what's on here on the side if you want to swap something out. For example, like let's just say we wanted to put in side spin or club speed. So club speed would be a cool one. I can put it in here and then it would swap it out. And then you can save that essentially. Oop. And now it's saved. And here I am from the bunker, 32 feet away. So that's neat. You can adjust anything here. You can go up here to weather menu, change settings, sunrise. You can adjust your elevation beforehand and make sure that you have the right elevation. Hey, Apogee, stop listening. Cancel. And pretty much that's about it as far as this. And you go to sound settings, adjust ambient sound, different things, commentary, everything that you want to adjust. So you have everything at your disposal right here. If you want to change how your tracer looks, single fade, all remain. So like if you're hitting on the range, you can have them all show up, all your different shots, or you can even turn them off altogether, which is a neat feature. Camera fly-through will show you just a fly-through before the hole. I will show you that on one of the other courses right now. And then drone camera just kind of shows you an overlay of the entire area where you're on that hole. So pretty cool, like if you were flying a drone. So really neat stuff overall. Let me know your thoughts on the graphics on it. Overall, this is not, again, the most, lots of stuff to look at in regards to a course. The old course at St. Andrews, obviously one of the oldest courses out there. But it is a neat thing to be able to see. So here we are in one of their famous bunkers, and I'm 31 feet away, so let's see if we can get a shot out here. All right, so let's see how Apex does with bunkers. I'm curious to see. I'm 31 feet away. Is this going to be like just basically an exaggerated chip shot, or is it going to be more of a true bunker shot where I'd have to hit, like, let's just say I have to hit, a flop shot to get out of here, which I would obviously in real life here. So let's try hitting just a normal chip shot from about 31 feet, and let's see what happens if I hit the bunker wall or if it gets over. 31 feet. So I did hit the wall, so that's pretty good. I like that. Obviously, I shouldn't be able to just hit a normal chip shot and get it out of there, so that's pretty realistic. All right, we got another little chip shot here coming up. So now I'm 20 feet away, and I will say that in my beta testing, the commentary was much more vocal. She talked out there almost every shot, which you might like her, you may not. But I'm noticing she doesn't talk very much, right now when we're testing it. So I'm going to keep an eye on that moving forward for sure. 20 feet, see if we can get a little chip shot onto the green. Again, I'm about 10 feet from here to the screen, so. Oh my God, horrible. That's a garage golf shot for you there. Right out of the gimme zone, of course. All right, let's putt. So I think on this one I actually have to aim right of the flagstick if there's going to be a break. There is a feature, I know on E6 Connect you can set it to auto align the putt, then you're just worrying about essentially, just hitting a straight putt at the right speed. So I'll look and see on the next hole before we start it if that's going to be an option for putting. But I'm 12 feet away here. Let's hit this putt. All right, so 12 feet away, a little break to the left. Again, I'm going to try to hit the screen here and see how slow this is or not. It's really, really, really slow, it seems like. I rolled it all the way to the screen.
Lush golf is getting a gimme. That's all she wrote for this hole.
And there's her commentary at the end. So +3 on the first 2 holes. A couple things I want to look at. One is putting speed. I think it's way too slow, at least on this hole or this course maybe. That might be a thing, obviously, with the old course. So I got to check that out and have the ability to see about adjusting the speed of that putt if I wanted to. So I'm going to take you back to the computer. I'm going to show you, we're going to pick one of the on-demand courses, go through the settings before the round, and we're just going to play one hole on that one for you to keep this quick. But I want to show you, some of the features that you can check before you start the game as well. All right, let's play another course really fast. Like I said, we're going to pick an on-demand course. I wonder what you can search by. Can I search for courses in Texas by chance? Yes. All right, so let's search for courses in Texas. Now, I'm in Fort Lauderdale, but I'm missing home right now a little bit, so I'm going to pick a course in Texas. Let's go ahead and pick one. I'm from San Antonio, and they have one Brackenridge Park golf course. That's pretty neat. What else do we have here? Houston Oaks Golf Course. Oak Hills Country Club is a neat one in San Antonio. Randolph Air Force Base has one. They have Schlitterbahn Golf Club in Corpus Christi, Texas. That's neat. This is pretty cool. So lots of local courses that I would be able to select from. I'm going to pick Oak Hills Country Club. They actually used to have the Valero Texas Open here back in the day. So let's pick that. Check it out. We're just going to play the first hole. Let's check into settings now. So green hardness, putting modes, gimmies, gimme distance. I'd like to put that honestly at 5 feet. So we'll change that. Now the stimp. This is why the stimp is so darn slow. It's at a 6 right now. Let's turn that bad boy up to turn it up to 11. Put that on an 11. And let's leave it there and check that out. And I think that's all we're going to worry about. Now the other thing was the putting. Before with the putting, you used to have the ability to auto align the putt. I don't see that under any settings right now. I do not see that feature, unfortunately, right now. Hopefully that's something that will roll out with an update here with the Apex software, is the auto align feature for putts, because it saves you a ton of time. There's really no skill, in my opinion, of coming to a screen and moving it right or left, like if we're playing Memorial Golf or something, So I just really want to align that putt, work on my speed control, especially if I get it more realistic with that stimp meter, and basically just worry about hitting that putt from there. So let's go ahead and play this hole, check it out, and we'll see what the graphics look like on it. And as you see, the first time you play a course, you're going to download it as well. So it's going to download it pretty quickly, nothing too crazy. And then we'll go ahead and start this hole. So crazy enough, the first hole on Oak Hills is actually a par 3. So we're going to play two holes on this one. We're going to use an 8-iron for this first shot. Let's take a look.
This could be trouble.
Thanks a lot there, Ivy Watson X. Not bad. Little left of the green. I'm in the rough. So the one thing that kind of gives it away is if you hit a bad shot, even if you think it's good, she's going to probably tell you it's a bad shot in advance. Second shot, 50.6 feet. I got another chip shot, this time out of the rough. Another thing I don't see, number one, is, and this happened I think before with E6 Connect, is a penalty, right? So I don't see a penalty. I know I'm in the rough, but I don't know how much I'm going to be penalized. I did like that feature. I know certain other programs, like for example GS Pro, it doesn't show you until after, but I'm not standing in that rough. I'm not able to visually see the ball. So I would like to know specifically how much of a penalty I'm looking at, just as an example. Typically it's like 1 or 2 clubs, but something just to kind of keep in mind. And especially important when you hit something like a chip shot, here essentially. So let's hit a shot. A little bit better than last time for sure. All right. Woo! That 11 stimp meter definitely rolling now. Look at that thing. Should have left it on 6, huh? Bye, ball. See you later. You got to find your sweet spot with what stimp meter you want to have it on. Maybe a 9 or something would be a little bit better. 30 feet away, and we're putting uphill 2 feet. I'm going to give it a little bit, but let's see how fast this stimp is now compared to before. Okay. Definitely a little more like what you would experience in real life, I think.
That's all she wrote, folks.
So you got to give me on that hole. Let's take you to hole number 2, and we'll play that one out. All right, so little tiny things, like obviously the course name here on the top, it doesn't show it as being found, even though we had a list. So this says course short name not found. Not that big of a deal to me. I want to see, let's do a drone camera. As you can tell, I mean, graphics in the background, not as detailed, you know, as far as what we saw probably on the other course. And before we're done today on the video, I want to show you a really, really good course like Lofoten Links to show you graphically what that looks like. But this just gives you an example. I mean, it's not going to be as detailed in the course stuff. I mean, the water still looks pretty cool. Everything looks good when you're playing it. But of course, the surroundings, you know, that's all two-dimensional in the background there. So that's definitely something that I notice a big difference on right away. But again, when you're on it, you see the trees and everything are 3D, but everything behind that is two-dimensional. So that is something that obviously looks a little bit different. Now, Oak Hills is right aligned with like pretty much all housing around it. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. But let's take the shot. All right, we don't want to miss right on this one. Hopefully we don't. All right.
This is looking like trouble for garage golf.
What's new? It's always trouble for garage golf. All right, not a bad shot. Not a good shot, but not a bad one. So this is a long par 5 on this one. I got 305 yards still. Let's take this next shot. I'm behind bushes. I'm just going to try to hit a hybrid and see what happens. Kind of like in real life. I hit something. Looks like it.
Recovering from tough lies is crucial for playing good golf.
No, I think that's a good shot. Still in the rough, but that was not a bad shot at all. 178 total distance, but it showed an 8.6 foot carry. Probably because I think I hit something. I think I did hit that bush. All right, 127 away now. Now, of course, if I was behind a bush or something and I wanted to aim out to the middle of the fairway, hey, Apogee, aim right. So you can adjust where you were aiming, essentially. Hey, Apogee. Hey, Apogee. Aim left. So again, that would get you like around a tree, whatever you were in that kind of situation. You got 127. Let's get up there with a 9-iron, hopefully, at least close. I duffed it. Definitely duffed it.
If this one gets plugged in the trap, garage golf will have to fight extra hard to save par.
And I will. All right. We got, what do we got here? 66 feet now. All right, 66 feet. Let's go ahead and hit a shot out of this bunker, hopefully, with a 58 degree. Get in. Oh, stay. Stay. Darn you, you didn't stay. All right, outside of gimme range. And I could have been mistaken because now obviously you see me right of the actual hole. So it does look like maybe it's just auto aligning that putt for me, which would be cool. I'll find out for sure to make sure that that's a standard feature or that's something that you can set. 5 feet, just a little putt, and it's probably gonna be fast with an 11 stimp. And I missed.
Garage golf gets a gimme. That's all she wrote.
It's pretty cool though, in regards to like seeing the putter, if you're right or left of the target line, everything. Really cool features so far with Apex. I don't feel like this course did justice to what Apex looks like. I'm just gonna show you really quickly like a quick flyover of one of their premium courses so I can show you a little bit more graphically as far as what to expect. All right, so here what you see in the background, this is one of their premium courses. This is Lofoten Links, I believe. Let's go ahead and select that. Premium course. Teeth of the Dog and Lofoten Links are both really, really pretty courses. Actually, let's show you Lofoten. I think that would be really cool. And I'll just show you the first hole. I'm not gonna play the hole. I'm just actually gonna show you here on the computer graphically what to expect from Apex what its capabilities are and what I feel like you should realistically expect. Because honestly, when they do these premium courses and they map this out, it's some of the best graphics I've seen with almost really any program. So let's show you again. Let's do that drone camera now, right? So now check it out. Obviously, much cooler in regards to what's in the background than what I just showed you on one of the on-demand courses. And overall, just really, really cool graphics in my opinion. It's pretty neat overall. I mean, I think that they've done a great job with mapping it out, what you see as far as the quality of the graphics and just everything in general. So I like it. I think it looks really good, but I'd love to hear your thoughts on what you think of the graphics. Here's the camera fly through. Get a better idea of 3D. You're seeing some weird stuff on my computer. I'm not sure why it's doing the shading. That is not a Apex thing, that is a computer thing. And I just got a brand new computer with a pretty high graphics card and processor, so I probably shouldn't be seeing that. I might need to make some modifications and get that fixed. But graphically, that's not an Apex thing, just so you're aware. All right, so as we talked about before, practice, challenges, and bag mapping, I've tackled all those on the other video. Again, I'll put the link there for you to check that out. And that's basically something that we've already kind of tackled and gone through on a previous demo version. I'm sure there's a couple more features, but I really want to just stick to the things that we haven't addressed yet. Last thing I'm going to test for you guys today is going to be the actual club fitting. So I'm going to show you how the club fitting will work. I'll take you to the computer. We're going to go through 2 different drivers as an example and show you how you would test yourself for club fitting and which one gives you the best example or the best actual results for your personal use as well. Okay, so on E6 Apex club fitting, you're going to analyze any club or shot group from any of your recorded data and side-by-side comparison. You can click on Edit Bag, and I'm going to show you an example of my portal here. And in my bag management, you're going to see my clubs. Titleist TSR2, 3-wood, 3 hybrid. You can name them all and label them. I just put in the type of clubs I had, but for the driver, I did put in the name. And you can go in here and add or edit any of your bag that you want to. So that's really neat. Every different club, even the loft of that club if you wanted to. So it gets pretty darn defined with what you can do in there, which is a nice feature for sure. All right, so let's say in this situation, I want to test between 2 different drivers, right? And you can do this for any club. You can even you can honestly do it with the same club and do it with a different golf ball if you wanted to, anything you want to do. So I'm going to create a test club right here, and we're going to name that club. So I'll bring you right back as soon as I'm done naming it. And here you can get into this pretty detailed. I'm not going to go into it too much in regards to everything, but you can set shaft type, which in this case is a stiff shaft. You can do loft angle, lie angle on certain things, depends on what you're using. Grip, swing weight, adjustable weights, grind, bounce, everything, right? So I'm just going to label it Performance Golf. This is actually a modeled driver I'm going to be testing on a future video. It's supposed to help you hit straighter drives, and it's called the Performance Golf SF1. So keep an eye out for that video, and we're going to save that as a test club, right? So we have different test clubs. Now that I've updated it, kind of updated my whole setup here. And you'll see I have the Titleist TSR2 and I have the Performance Golf SF1 here. So what we need to do now is we need to essentially go into here and we need to hit at least 3 shots with each club, and we should be able to then analyze and basically check those 3 clubs out, or those 3 shots out in between the different clubs there as well. All right, let's start with the Titleist TSR2, which is my normal driver. And I'm going to go ahead and select that one here. And we're going to go ahead and minimize the screen. So you see it up here listed, Titleist TSR2. And we're going to hit 3 different shots with this driver. And then we're going to swap it and hit 3 different shots with another driver and test these 2 side by side. And if you're testing shots out, make sure, for the purpose of club fitting purposes, that you use the exact same golf ball with every single shot in each club. So I use, in this case, I'm going to be using, this is an AVX golf ball. I'm going to use that with all my shots to make sure I'm getting accurate data. I'm not switching out different type of golf balls. So let's go ahead and hit a couple shots with this driver. Okay. Definitely skied that one. And for the purposes of the video, and just because I want to keep this apples to apples, I'm going to take out any driver shots that are under 200 yards to carry, and we'll make sure we have very accurate side-by-side shots. So that one's going to be out. We're going to scratch that one. We'll be able to take that one out and hit another shot as a result. All right, 237 on that one. All right. Good shot there. That's my third shot now. Hopefully when it lands, you're going to see that circle, what's going to be in the same circle, essentially. Should create like a shot dispersion, essentially, for those 3 shots now. So I have 3 down with the Titleist TSR2. I'm going to go ahead and move over to the other driver. I'll take you to the computer and show you that. All right, if we go into the analysis screen here, we're going to see the 3 shots. All of them over 200-yard carry with the Titleist TSR2. And so here we have basically our shot group average here. And now what we're going to do essentially is all we have to do is go back in to the club. And I'm going to pick the Performance Golf Club now. And I'm going to hit 3 shots with this one. Now, I'm saying 3 because you typically want a minimum of 3 shots, obviously. If I was realistically doing this, I'd probably do 10, maybe 15 shots with each club. But this is just for the purposes of today's video. I want to show you kind of how this works. Okay, so we're moving over to the Performance Golf SF1. Let's hit these 3 shots, and we'll come back and bring you the data. That worked. All right, so that's 3 shots down with each club. One of them took me about 5 or 6 shots, the Titleist. The other only took me 4 to hit 3 decent shots. So let's go ahead and jump into the numbers, and I'll compare them side by side for you now. All right, so here we are back on the analysis screen, essentially. So you're going to see the Titleist TSR2 and the Performance Golf number. So obviously right off the bat, I did a little bit better with the Performance Golf, but let's take a little bit more look at that under the analysis screen. So right now, only Performance Golf is selected. You're going to see the 3 shots I hit. This was the poorest of the 3, and you can essentially, I think if you click on the shot, you'll see which one it is. This was one I carried 206, 222 total distance, and it will show you each one individually if you click here, essentially. Also, will show you a spreadsheet of the 3 shots, what you did, what your averages are, everything. And you can select both of them too, I believe. So now we have driver 1, driver 2. Obviously it tells you which one's which. See all the numbers here in regards to ball speed, club speed. I only average between like 90 to max 95, as you see for my driver. Shows you RPM, spin rate, what kind of shot it was, everything. So really, really cool. Shot and impact. It will also show you where you made contact with the club face. So this is going to give you a really good idea as far as what you're doing. And again, this doesn't just have to be between 2 clubs. This could be between 2 different golf balls, testing that out. So there's a lot of ways you can use this tool. But to me, if I wanted to try to pick a certain club out or do some club testing like I do here on the channel sometimes from a mid to high handicap perspective now, but it kind of matches what a lot of our viewers are. This would be a cool, really nice tool to use. So I do like that. Really nice features overall. And again, we can go back to the Titleist clubs now as well. You can name the session, you can add notes to it, and then again, see the spreadsheet. So here's my 3 shots with the Titleist, all left of the target line. And then my 3 shots with the Performance Golf. 2 of them were left, 1 was right. So not bad overall. Not my best shots, of course, definitely something I need to work on my game a bit, obviously. But a neat feature that you can use to test out and actually do some club fitting for yourself. Definitely one that I would recommend you check out with Apex for sure. And as we talked about before, I'm not going to jump into this in this video in detail because I've done it already, but the bag mapping works very similar, in which you're going to use every club in your bag and you will hit a minimum of 3 shots, 3 to 10 shots with a minimum of 3 different clubs to edit and get an idea where your bag mapping is and where your gapping is. So that's a nice feature, and it works the same way. You would just go in here, you would pick out your club, you'd hit shots, and it will basically map your bag and kind of show you per club in your bag how far you hit it and where you're going to have some discrepancies there in relation to like too large of a gap or whatever it is. So really cool software overall, and gives you a better idea on how you can improve your actual outdoor golf game, which I think is really important, because if you're going to be working on a simulator like this, you definitely want to have a purpose with it. And again, a lot of people are like, I don't want course play. That's not important to me. I talk to people every day who say that. But really, if you look at a program like this, it's not just about courses, right? You have the ability to work on your game with the bag mapping, the club fitting, and then with like things like practice, you have environments and different types of shots you can test. You also have challenges. So if you struggle with a certain type of shot, you know, with your short game or with approach shots, you have the ability to work on that too. So lots of neat features, and you see they have achievements that you've done, what you're able to do. All this gets saved online on your online profile. So there's really, you know, it's really hard to beat something like this. It's a really cool program. The only thing I would say that even comes remotely close would be a program like GS Pro. And I think head to head, this is going to be a really cool thing to kind of keep an eye out. I want to continue to see what Apex does with new rollouts, new features. Hopefully the ability at some point to add some of that coaching. I know Martin Chuck, I believe, is associated with TruGolf now. So we're going to see some of that ability hopefully in the future as you work on certain things. And that's also part of like the challenges. I believe you see, here's Martin here. There's instruction videos that you can play before each shot. Just a quick sample.
So here's a great challenge. 40-yard pitch shot. Can we acquire the right swing motion?
So I'm not going to go into the whole thing, but Martin walks you through how to work on this type of shot. So that's really neat. I mean, he's a top, I believe now he's a top 10 coach in the world. So to have Martin's name behind TruGolf and Apex in general is a really, really awesome achievement, I feel. And I think if we can improve that and adding that into the game, you hit a certain shot and show a video replay and get some analysis on how to fix it, you know, that's really cool. I think that's definitely something that we'll want to integrate. I'd also love to see Apex at some point in the future have the ability to add external cameras to actually record your swing and have that integrated into the software, just as an example of some things that I think can still be improved with a program like this. But overall, I'm very impressed with my initial testing on the full rollout of E6 Apex, and I'm curious to know your thoughts as well. All right, so that's pretty much it for today's video on E6 Apex and its full rollout now to the community. And again, definitely something that I think we're going to see a lot more from Apex down the road. Here's the other thing. A lot of people, you know, tell me when we first do consultations, I don't want a subscription-based program. I just want to pay for something and have it. Well, I get that part of it. I truly do. But most of the companies now do subscription-based programs, I would say. And the ones that don't, there's typically a reason why, because they charge you for it up front as part of their package. And then you're kind of stuck with it. And I find a lot of those people still end up with other software programs, you know, third-party options. So that is one thing to kind of keep in mind. The other thing with a subscription-based program is the company now has onus and has a little bit more responsibility to continue to update that program, because they're going to continue to roll out new upgrades, new courses, new features, right? Without you paying that subscription-based program, they're just like, you've already bought our software, that's it. You know, typically that's all you get, right? So we don't want to deal with that. If it's me, I'd much rather have a subscription-based program knowing that they're going to continue to put time and effort into that program. So just my 2 cents, but something to keep in mind at home. Let me know your thoughts on E6 Apex. Again, just a very, very tiny little nibble as to what is offered on that, you know, E6 Apex plate essentially. And I do look forward to continuing to test this. So if you have specific questions, you want to see a certain thing, I'm all about that. So message me in the comment section. I'll be happy to see what we can do on future videos. We've been taking enough of your time today. So as always, we really appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Let me know on anything that you want to see. I'm excited to bring more content to you on Apex and other things here in the future. Till the next time, as always, keep on golfing. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks again.